Subpartg, Well Construction Operating Reporting Requirements Class 2 UIC Wells Applicability Definitions. Provisions Subpart U Class UIC wells include commercial saltwater disposal well, commercial disposal well facility, means commercial saltwater disposal well, associated Class 2 storage, concrete storage structures, and piping valves. Surface production casing requirements newly drilled Class 2 UIC wells. Surface casing. Steel surface casing should be set with a depth of at least 100 feet with a 50 below the base of the fresh water, whichever the deepest on the left of the alternative of the casing set with the procedure that's outlined in subsection B. Surface casing shall be set with the president of the representative of the department of the permit with at least 24 hours with the notice of the district officer of the setting with the surface casing with the district officer approve of the setting with the surface casing with the department representative of the being with the president. District officer approve of the setting with the surface of the casing with the department representative of the being present with the permit is required with the cement with the casing record with the verifying setting with the surface casing with cement casing with the record required with the permit shall provide record to district office 24 hours after the completion of the work. Certification shall be submitted with the pace of the circulating cement behind the certification with the depth of the casing surface. Cement shall be allowed to sit in the plate with the development and surface string with allowing drilling to resume not less than 4 hours. Alternative certification procedures. Prior to the commencement of the drilling of the permit with the note of the district office with the county with the well with located with the permit with the intent with the alternative certification procedure and notified shall be given in the form as prescribed by the department to receive with the district office at least 24 hours of the commencement of the drilling. Following alternative surface casing procedure may be used unless well is located over the coal mine area of the gas storage field. If unconsolidated material is less than 25 feet, then no surface casing with a cement basket within 50 feet below the surface base of the fresh water, the producing casing of the cement of the surface, the total depth of the cement of the cement base of the surface. Unconsolidated material with greater than 25 feet thick surface is to be required to with the consignment emitted in accordance with the subsection on the top of the bedrock production casing shall be either cemented surface from total depth cemented from the cement basket placed on 50 feet below the base of the freshwater surface. For wells on the total depth of 500 feet below the base of the freshwater, no surface casing in the cement basket is required with the production casing shall be cemented with the total depth of surface. For wells located over the coal mine outer area and gas storage field with 100 feet surface casing commence shall be drilled with the depth of the mine out of the area, the mine out of the area with the depth of the grass storage field. Cement basket with 50 feet below the base of the fresh water of the production casing with the shovel is cemented with the basket with the surface of the required in section 240-1360 and a mine string set forth in accordance with 240-1360B. Production casing shall be set and cemented in place on some percolating cement behind when the production casing set in the depth of the casing with a minimum of 250 feet below shell is permitted injection interval with the casing should be no more than 50 feet above the top of the uppermost permitted injection interval with the open hole completion. Surface production casing requirements of the conversion of Class 2 UIC well. Surface casing of the conversion of existing production well with not surface of the casing of the completion covering of the freshwater zone. Further casing is cementing is not recovered unless for the necessary with established external mechanical integrity in accordance with section 247.7.10. Production casing all conversion of existing production wells casing. Cement shall extend at least 100 feet above the injection over the bottom of the casing and open hole completion. 730, surface production casing requirements existing Class 2 UIC wells. Surface casing Class UIC wells do not have a surface of the bleeding covering of the freshwater zone of the first sediment, but not required on left with the necessary with the external mechanical integrity in accordance with the 247.7.10. Production casing with the top cement behind with a portion casing with a division distant above the top uppermost permitted with an interval injection to prevent with the upward migration injection fluid with the determined position of the cement with the department shall consider the amount of the existing cement location of the pack with the injection pressure. Other construction requirements of Class 2 UIC at wells. Well head should be configured to include 1/4 inch female fitting. Shut-off valve is allowed with the monitoring of the angle list between the production casing with the injection tubing and 1/4 of the inch female fitting. Shut-off valve shall be installed with the tubing to measure for the injection pressure. Operating requirements Class 2 UIC wells. Wells should be maintained in free condition with the spills and injection fluids occurring with the well side to do with the leaking wellhead with the cleaned up in accordance with the Subpartg J with the wells with the not equipped with the tubing and pack with the shelf temporarily abandoned with the abandoned clubs in accordance with Subpartg K. Injection pressure with the not exceed with the maximum injection pressure established in accordance with section 240-340E. Less submitted in accordance with section 240-390B. No changes shall be permitted in injection zones except in accordance with 240-390A and 395. No change shall be made and permitted with injection fluid except in the case of section 240-390C within an area of the review of titles defined 62 Illinois 2, the 243-36 injection fluid confining the permitted injection zone. Injection fluids are permitted grading unpermitted zones into freshwater zones. Surface water well is questioned from other wells in the area of the review of the permission of the department site with the well until the remedial action prevents the fluid mitigation is completed. Mechanical integrity must be established in accordance with section 247-6770. Only class 2 fluids can be injected in class 2 wells. Two 4760 establishment internal mechanical integrity class 2 UIC welds. Alright. For this purpose, the section establishment of the internal mechanical integrity purpose of the current placement of the packer in accordance with the subsection B. Surface completion pressure tester in accordance with subsection G with determine whether the packer is not in accordance with the subsection B or C with the permit shall regard the remove of the tubing. Pack of the well shall with the president of the department represented in accordance with the section. Injection shall with the tubing packer and lift the alternative consortment with the method approved of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Packer shall be placed with no higher than 200 feet above the uppermost permitted perforation of the casing. C with the open hole of the completion provided with the packer's cement portion of production case and such over at least 50 feet with the cement above the packer for the provided with the packers no less than 100 feet below the base of the fresh water. No perforation shall be left above the packer unless it is isolated dual packet with a concentric packer system. Dual packer issue for the uppermost packer must satisfy the placement requirements of the subsection. If the packer cannot be in accordance with subsection B with the existing well control for the casing leak of the cemented portion of the production casing with the obstruction of the well, the permit may require the department may specify alternative packer setting depth with the provided with the packer to remain with the cemented portion of the production casing depth or an alternative packing setting depth of the department shall into the consideration current construction of the well depth of the freshwater nature of the obstruction. Permittee shall consider in contact with the district all of the wells located within 24 hours prior to the initial setting resetting of the packer class 2 of the UIC wells enable the inspector of the present of the packer shall the setting of the packer must be reported with the prescribed of the department. Integral mechanical integrity test is performed and prior to initial rejection of the newly permitted class 2 UIC wells, prior to initial injection class 2 UIC wells, after change to a permanent projected injected zone, prior to resuming inject the class 2 UIC wells, after work over the well involved with the reset of the movement of the packer prior to initial injection. Class 2 UIC wells after the well have been reactivated with a temporary abandonment status. Whenever the department has the reason to believe the base of the well records field observation subdivision subsection 241, 41, 51, 80. Class 2 UIC wells may be leaking improperly constructed at least once every 5 years, measured with the date of the least less successful test on the temporary abandonment approved in accordance with section 240, 1132. All Class 2 UIC wells now submitted internal mechanical integrity pressure tests September 1st, 1990, required with the test on September 1st, 1995. This temporary abandonment says for approval of the prior of the July 14th, 2000, during the first 4 year permission for the depth of internal mechanical integrity test each year with the commencement of the September 1st with at least 20% of the permitted total class of the Class 2 UIC wells over the September 1 reported to each of the permit of the department defined with the fifth year each permit conducted internal mechanical integrity tests remain untested with the Class 2 UIC wells and whether they were recorded on September 1st, 1994 or were acquired during the year of the ending of September 1st, 1995. Class 2 UIC wells sold with acquiring during the first 4 years should not for the total number of wells for which 20% of the testing of the equipment is derived with this year, with the wells term of the year with which they were transferred with accounted towards 20% of the testing requirement the permit conducted on the test. Class 2 UIC wells temporarily abandoned further production well plugged in accordance with the provision of the Subpartg during any of the year with account to over the 20% of the testing requirement. Pressure test. The pressure test performed on the Class 2 UIC wells established internal mechanical integrity tubing casing the packer over the well with the permanent contact with the district off of the wells located with a 24-hour prior. Conducting a pressure to enable the inspector to be present when the test is done. Permission for the approval of the test result of the prescribed of the department. Pressure test the casing of the tube angles after the packer with the B test the pressure of the department to represent the minimum pressure for the differential of the tube and the tab and the angles 50 per psi gave the period of 30 minutes of additional casing tube with the angles testing starting tester pressure would not be less than 300 psi gauge, maybe no more than 5% of the starting testing pressure during the period of the may well over the operating showing and during the test monitoring test for the wells are either structural unable to withstand the pressure test specified in subsection G1 the packer would be unsealed with the not because over the well properly constructed permit may take application to perform monitoring tests in lieu of the pressure on the test form with described in the department. For monitoring tests will consider the pressure annual specified pressure with at least 50 psi gauge, monitoring positive annular pressure over a specified period of time. In determining whether they approve of the monitoring test, establishing the test parameter, the positive annual pressure for the tube injection, pressure for the injection rate of the monitoring method, of the telling of the frequency of the monitoring of the department shall consider the well, including volume of casing tube analysis, depth of the packer, pressure below the packer, the type of the tubing packer. Any Class 2 UIC of the well fails with an internal mechanical integrity test. The internal mechanical integrity test have an informed when required with the subsection E and F. Show that the unit well and plug with the unit remedial work is commended with the complete with internal mechanical integrity test successfully completed. The necessary work was completed with internal mechanical integrity test completed within 90 days within any of the greater length of the established department due to the weather conditions. Establishment external mechanical integrity class 2 UIC wells. A conjunction establishment internal mechanical integrity class 2 UIC wells. External mechanical integrity shall be evaluated. The department shall be the with the fresh water protected for the upon mitigation of the injection fluids. Establishment external mechanical integrity class 2 UIC wells shall be constructed in accordance with the 247 E10B, 720B, 730B, whichever is applicable. External mechanical integrity under section 710B and 720B cannot be demonstrated with instrument records. Illinois State Geological Survey records permit that may be utilized one or more of the following methods of the demonstration of the external mechanical integrity. Temperature log, indicating top of the cement bond logging showing gamma rays, transit time, color locator VD, variable density log, advanced cement evaluation logs, radioactive trace survey indicating lack of fluid mitigation over behind the casing, oxygen activation log indicating lack of the fluid mitigation behind the casing. If the department reasons to believe that based upon the well record field observation class 2 UIC well causing fluid immigration freshwater zone resulting failure external mechanical integrity permit shall be shut off the well with necessary corrective water work is commenced and completed with external with the mechanical integrity established in accordance with subsection C until well is plugged. Reporting requirements class 2 UIC wells. Well completion record. Content of the well completion record complete with a form prescribed by the department shall contain the name of the location well, the information prescribed for the well, information injection name, zone, the type of the completion of the treatment performed each zone, the injection rate, injection pressure, the type of the injection fluid. Newly drilled with a converted well with a well completion record. Report shall be submitted to the department in 30 days after the conclusion of the initial completion activity setting of the tubing packer within 30 days of the expiration of the permit is well not drilled with converted existing wells completion report shall be completed and submitted for the department at each of the completion existing injection well with the recompletion injection of the zone not previously used of the injection of the well completion of the report shall be submitted within 30 days after the completion after / work over recompletion activity. Well drilling report for all the wells drilled and deepened well drilling report shall be completed with a permit with a form to discover the department. The well drilling report shall be submitted with the state geological survey within 90 days of the drilling. See if it shall contain the name and the location of the well drilling information, geological name of the depth of the formation counted with the drilling well. As a result of the drill stem test with a copy of the drilling time of the geological record with the geophysical log was not run until the well is drilled with the air rotary tools. Well drilling reports are not required with the well conversion not entailing the deepening of the well. Geophysiological logs. A copy of the open hot wire line geophysical log run on wells submitted with the state geological service within 90 days of the drill seizing, but in the case of conversion existing wells only well is deepened. Drill cuttings. Notification and collection of drill cuttings. The department shall notify the permit with the well cuttings required for the collected drill cuttings should be collected within drill within cable drill wells each with a 10-foot distance drill with a rotary air drill well with the permit shall contain with the name of the cutting of the delivered cutting of the Illinois State with the Geological Survey of the Champaign, Illinois. When cuttings are required with the drill time, longs shall also be submitted. Well drilling cuttings required. The drill cutting shall be submitted after each of the drill cutting, but they have not previously been submitted with any well within a quarter mile of the half mile newly permitted well. Newly permitted well drilled in the depth greater than other than a half mile with the drilling cutting shall be requested from the approximate previously submitted depth of the total depth of the newly permitted well. Annual well status report permit. Each of the Class E2 UIC wells shall file the annual well status report with the prescribed by the Department of Right report shall be filed by the May 1st. Each of the report preceding calendar year over all the wells that have not received the Department approval of the temporary abandonment and being plugged at the end of the reporting year shall include name and location of well, the name of the injection interval, the setting of the depth of the packet, average maximum month injection rate, and pressure. Enhanced oil recovery project report. Operating enhanced oil recovery project should complete with the annual project report with the form described by the department. Submit with the report with the state geological survey May 1st each year. Alright, 24780 report requirements Class 2 UIC wells. 790 confidential of the well data. When requested well writing and permit well completion regular well drilling report and drill physical drill cutting should be confidential for 2 years from the day of the issuing of the permit with a particular well in accordance provision section 3 Well Abandonment Act. Commercial saltwater disposal well only in Class 2 fluids as defined in Section 24010 with the disposal of commercial saltwater disposal. Storage commercial saltwater disposal facility. A Class 2 field is stored with commercial saltwater disposal facility shall be stored with either leak-free steel, fiberglass tank, concrete storage structures. All tank concrete storage structures are constructed and maintained in accordance with Section 248.10.850. Permit commercial saltwater disposal well permitted liquid oil file waste transporter shall present Class 2 fluids are being delivered in the facility. All commercial saltwater disposal well facilities are surrounded by the fence at least 4 feet height and above ground. Gated will lock to restrict the access of the facility. Facility must keep it locked until 11 to 5 a.m. Agri record should be maintained and permitted with the commercial saltwater disposal of the authorized representative of the Class 2 of the fluids delivered in the facility with the record should include the following: name of the permitted with the flow with the fluid in the delivery with the name of the delivery with the number of bed with the fluid delivered with the name of the location of the leaf of the fluid was produced, name of the vehicle part number of the liquid oil waste haul delivering fluid. These records shall be maintained faculty of principal place of business with minimum of 3 years shall be available by inspection of the department representative upon request. Upon request, representative of the department sample the Class 2 fluids of the facility should be analyzed permitted with the determined fluid quality. The sample is analyzed with the least for the following parameters: pH, total dissolved fluid, chloride, specific gravity, applicable ASTM standard listing, section 24350B1. If deemed necessary to protection of the environment, the department may request the sample to be analyzed for the additional constitutions. Alright, 24796, operating reporting requirements, hydrofracturing operations, and seismicity. Applicability section applies to the Class 2 USIC disposable wells, injection Class 2 fluids, hydrofracturing flow act. High volume hydrofracturing fraction operation permitted by the Department of Hydrofracturing Regulatory Act section does not apply. Class 2 UIC wells is enhanced oil recovery operation. Definition purpose section to affirm. Find Section 2 Administrative Code 245 110 have the same need with the section. Additionally, the following terms of the meaning of the in scrap subsection. Green light alert meaning with the department received the notice for the U.S. Coast Guard, USGS or ISGS for either with the earthquake Illinois magnitude less than 2%, induced seismicity with the earthquake ever and fell with a recorded with the national seismic work attributed with the Class 2 UIC wells with the disposal of the flow back of produced fluid, high volume hydrofracturing fracturing operations. The ISGS Illinois State Geological Survey. Red light at the department received the USICS earthquake in bordering counties of adjacent state with the magnitude of 4.0 greater. USGS United States Global Survey. Yellow light area received bordering county adjacent magnitude of 2.4, at least 2.0, but less than 4.0. Alright, Class 2 UIC wells. All Class UIC wells regulated section should be equipped with a flow meter capable of the monitoring of the rates of flow of fluids injected down into the well with a per day base of the concept with the Class 2 UIC permit issued with the department. Any permit shall be recorded and maintain pressure flow data for each of the Class 2 USC permitted monthly permitted report shall include an average of the maximum monthly injection rate and pressure of the record shall be determined by the department in accordance with Section 247A-E. Record shall be maintained at least 5 years if available to the department inspection upon request. Identify the subject of the particular include the seismic activity permit shall consult with the department ISGS to develop the plan seismic monitoring include possibility of installing the monitoring station in the vicinity of the well production rate with the pressure of the fluid injected. Induced seismicity reporting the Department of Well report yellow light over the Class 2 USE with the well permit located 6-mile radius for the earthquake event with the epicenter with the measure of the surface of the well with the hypocenter. After receiving yellow light alert, they identify with the Class 2 USE with the well permit the discretion of the operator of the permitted well according to the term of the permit adjusting operation of the permitted well reducing the volume of the fluids injected into the well with the control of the department ISGS with the implication of the yellow light alert with the relating the operation of the well. After receiving the third yellow light area alert within 1 year, identifying Class UIC well permit must identify with the reduced injection volume. Consult the Department ISGS. The Department will report red light alert with a Class 2 UIC well permit well located with a 10-mile radius for the earthquake event with the epicenter of the measure of the surface of the well with the hypocenter. Induced seismicity cessation order. The department shall issue for the permanent Class 2 UIC with immediate cessation operation due to the condition of the created amendment of damage of the health and safety of the public, significant damage of the property pursuant to the 1901 Oil Gas Act with the South 62, Administrative 24618, under the following conditions. Identified well regulated with the section received the yellow light alert with at least last year with the same permitted with the notice of the violation, same related with the flow, the pressure, mechanical integrity. Identified well regulated section reviews the number of the yellow light alert was confirmed with the property damage of the building and structure of the result of the earthquake event with a magnitude greater than 4.5. Confirmation must be performed by a person from the department, person with a local, state, and federal agency. Identified well regulated section received with the fifth yellow light alert and alerted with the regulated section with a red light alert within 6 miles of the epicenter of the earthquake event measure with the surface above the hypocenter. Department of Discretion with an issue with a resuscitation order with a permit with wells regulated to section 10 wells earthquake epicenter within necessarily after the constellation ISGS of the included seismic conditions warrant resuscitation. Induced seismic mitigation requirements after receiving resuscitation or the addition of the requirement or the permit shall be included with the meeting with the department, the representative of the ISG, with the department headquarters of the One Natural Resource Way, Springfield, Illinois, to be held with 3rd calendar day of the issue of the order before the resuscitation order. One schedule for the permit shall confirm with the meeting and the writing of the bowl for the permit with the ISGS for the provide at least 6 months with the well data required in Section C2. Help facilitate the meeting. The purpose of the meeting will determine possible way with mitigated and due seismic events for the permitted well. If the permittee to permit with the constellation ISGS with the nearly reach on how to do and to do for the seismic mitigation, the department shall present the agreement settlement before the hearing officer with the consultation order of the hearing. Section 24186D. Enforcement. Penalties administrative of the operating violation specified in 24160C violation section classified administrative of the operating as follows. Failure to comply with the portion of subsection C2 with the related to the record of administrative violation. Failure to schedule the attending meeting within 30 days after the issuing of the resuscitation or the administrative violation. Failure to install flow meter with a maintained flow meter operation condition operation violation. Failure to cease operation after cease resuscitation order issued with the department in operation violation. Failure to comply with induced seismic mitigation agreement is operating violation. Okay, that completes Subpartg, construction operating and reporting requirements of a Class 2 UIC well.